It's a magical day.
For a room full of secrets.
Johnny, 2003.
All that and whores.
Anyway, how was your sex life?
Hawaii. I told you I did not hit her. She's lying. Why would she do this?
So many questions.
Hawaii.
So many fucking questions. So many answers that we are going to give you as best as we fucking can.
What?
Welcome to the Super Media Bros podcast. I am Midnight Agent Raw.
And I'm Okami.
And we sit here asking,
Hawaii.
Fuck. This is, I think this may have been our most, I say requested, just people that listen to us, that do contact us, like, are you guys going to do The Room? But that was a given we were going to do The Room, but...
What to pair it up with?
Well, dude, like, the only thing that came to mind to pair up The Room with was fucking Fateful Findings from Neil Breen. God damn it, like, okay, if you watch cult films and you are kind of in the know about what all this shit entails, if you watch The Room, you know everything there is to know about Tommy Wiseau. If you have unfortunately come across anything that Neil Breen has done, I'm sorry.
Extremely.
Yeah, Fateful Findings is by far probably... I think that and Double Down were probably two of the films that he's most recognized for. I am saying that very loosely, but in a just, oh, fuck.
Most known for.
Yeah. So, it's The Room versus Fateful Findings. So, god damn. I have a lot, but I also at the same time have nothing.
No words to express how we feel.
I've seen both of these films. I've seen The Room countless times. I've seen Fateful Findings, I think, once or twice in passing.
I've only seen these films once, and that was just now.
Yeah, and I guess it's more or less, people know what The Room is. You've seen clips everywhere. If you've seen The Disaster Artist or heard of The Disaster Artist, you found out what The Room was. But this was actually Cody's first time sitting from front to back watching The Room and Fateful Findings. So you're going to get one side of the conversation of somebody that has seen both of these films, and then you're going to get the other side where it is a brand new fucking experience.
I'm like the virgin right now.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't a comfortable fit either.
He was not so Wiseau after having been penetrated by the Breenus.
We kneeled before him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Why?
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 I did not hit her.
I did not hit I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
Why would she say that?
I love it. I did not.
I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark. So I guess we'll get into it first up with The Room, because there's just no other way to get into it other than saying, you know what, fuck it, we're just going to just go in head first.
We have plenty of room to start with this one.
Legit, plenty. So, for those of you that have seen this, it's going to be just a good roller coaster of emotions for you as far as like, God, I have to go watch this now. For those of you that haven't seen this movie, don't worry, there's nothing to spoil. It just is what it is. It's just an experience. I can't spoil it by telling you what happens because you have to see it to fucking believe it.
And pretty much all of the good parts of the film were already made into memes or just incorporated in some form or fashion with humor. So you're not missing a whole lot.
You're only really missing context, and to say that there's context is not. There's not really a lot of it.
Like there's so much plot holes. Like, I can't explain any further than that. There's emptiness when it comes to story and just, whatever you can call dialogue.
So I guess we'll get into, as far as The Room goes. The Room is written, directed, edited, everything you can fucking think of under the roof by Tommy Wiseau, starring Tommy Wiseau as Johnny, who is a banker, a successful banker, a general nice guy, has a lot of friends, he's physically fit, wealthy, given in context of the film, he's wealthy and just, a good
He likes
dude.
football.
Yeah, just a good dude, a nice guy that just has a good, decent, perfect life, if you want to call it that. The Room tells the story of this man and his best friend and his own, not the best friend, but Johnny's wife or fiance, future wife, caught in a love triangle.
You're my future wife.
Right? Now, this could have been told simply, but being that it is Tommy Wiseau, the enigmatic man we've all come to know and love, it's not that easy to just tell this story like this.
No simplicity.
So we're going to do our best to say, okay, we could go from front to end, but when we do this and it sounds like we're kind of going all over the place, it's really because these movies go all over the place.
Yes. Our minds are still, my mind is still kind of mushy from just what the fuck is going on.
What the fuck is going on?
But yeah, starting off with this film, we get to the sequence of Johnny comes home with a gift, and already the tension of dialogue and just awkwardness is high for me, because he's just the straight Tommy Wiseau we know. He's just so odd when he delivers his dialogue, and he's like offering the gift to whatever fucker. Lisa, yes.
Hi, babe.
Got a gift for you.
I have something for you.
Haha. Yeah, opens it up. It's a red dress, and obviously things are going to lead to something sexual at this point. But then all of a sudden, their neighbor /
Denny,
adopted son, whatever the fuck you want to call him, Denny pops up and basically follows them upstairs to the bedroom.
Yeah, because
creepy.
Yeah, in Tommy Wiseau's own kind of way, Johnny, the character Johnny, is I'm going up for a nap. Pretty much is the nicest possible way of saying, bro, take a fucking hike. I'm about to put this dick to her. We'll let that sink in. Just like the dick.
Yeah.
So they go upstairs, pillow fight, and it's a real awkward pillow fight. And can we just talk about how Johnny is the most laughing person ever? Oh, ouch. That was fucking great. Ouch. And then Denny just comes in and they start pillow fighting with him. He's like, don't you have somewhere to be? He's just like, I just like to watch you guys. It's so fucking creepy.
Again, awkward. There's no other word to describe this movie.
I just like to watch you guys. Denny, 2003. That's a quote. We're going to be giving you quotes from these motherfuckers throughout, so just bear with us. So obviously, within the first 10, not even 10 minutes of this movie, there's a
5.
Yeah, sex scene number 1.
And no, out of left field is this like 1990s like R&B, Tony Braxton, kind of Monique sounding music, and it's just like so corny to hear while they're having this like Showtime softcore porn scene going on.
Ugh. This is not the last. And a fun fact about that, it's not really a fun fact, it's kind of fucked up actually. Tommy Wiseau actually ridiculed the actress that played Lisa on set for
having back knee.
Yeah, which is really fucked up. And call it in front of everybody out there. It's like the more you watch this movie and the more you know about it, you're like, wow, how did this get made? Why did it get made? But we'll be damned if it's not entertaining, because it fucking is.
So basically, Lisa and the actress who played her hated him.
Yeah, because, it's one and the same at this point.
Yeah.
So he wakes up and he goes to work. So, God, Lisa and her mom fucking hang out.
What was her name, like Charlotte or...
It's fucked up because I know what her name is and I can't readily call it off the top of my head right now. I feel like a dipshit. But...
Anyway, typical Republican mom. Talks to her.
God. But what blows my mind is that, like, she's so happy, and then, like, all this lovemaking, and then, like, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. He goes to work. Mom comes over and she's like, I don't love him anymore. I'm not happy. And this is the first of many of the same fucking conversation that these two characters have throughout the rest of this movie. I don't love him. I don't want to talk about it.
Exactly.
Like, the mom's pushing it, like, but he makes all this money. He got a job.
Supports you.
Yeah, he supports you. He buys you all this shit. You should marry him. I know men. Blah, blah, blah.
She's been through several.
Yeah. So that tells you what kind of people these are.
Money-grubbing cunts.
Swig of my cola. So Lisa winds up calling Mark,
Whines about it.
who is Johnny's best friend. And if you don't know that it is his best friend, he makes sure to fucking remind you throughout the entirety of this film.
In every situation that they're in where she hits on him, he says, no, I am Johnny's best friend, and then proceeds to fuck, regardless of that context.
And how many minutes are we into it? And there's the second sex scene?
20 minutes?
Maybe that.
15?
And guys,
on the stairs, mind you.
Stairway to Heaven. That would have been a really funny song to play right there.
Mm-hmm.
12-step program. How to get rid of Lisa 101.
S.A. Sex Anonymous.
And can we talk about how awkward these are? Because it's just, especially Greg Sestero's scenes with her, the guy that plays Mark.
So,
God.
This is basically how Tommy edits the films. You have this very low, like, background noise happening, and then just randomly you hear, and then you hear more music in the background and stuff happening, and you hear her go,
He's not exaggerating.
No. Like, it's just such a drastic change in pitch and tone from what's actually happening to the noises we make.
And then the fucking song. You are my rose, you are my rose, you are my rose. God. I want the soundtrack. As much as I'm like, I want the soundtrack. I want all this.
If any of you out there have roommates who have like constant hookups and they go into the room next door to you, you can play the songs and the soundtrack and just annoy the fuck out of them.
Do it.
It's the cock block.
It's the Mark block.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. So, yeah. Then right after, like literally right after they get done, they're fully clothed and he's looking at her. Why did you do this to me?
The power of pussy.
Mark, why did you do this to me? Mark, 2003.
Because I love you, Mark. But Johnny's my best friend.
I don't want to talk about it, Cody.
Lisa, 2003.
Lisa, all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Every 2003.
Even the actress, that's her quote probably. I don't want to talk about it. So how did you feel about making the room with Tommy Wiseau?
I don't want to talk about it.
He called out my back knee.
Back, knees, back. All right. So any fucking way. Cue to shout out to my friend Becky, who calls this the most pointless scene in cinema history, and it is the flower shop sequence.
Basically, he walks in after his job and goes into this flower shop. It's like, oh, hi. Oh, hi. I didn't know it was you, Johnny.
That shit's so great.
And then it's like, I need a dozen red roses, please.
That'll be $18.
You keep the change. Oh, hi, dog.
Hi, doggy. Thanks, Johnny. You're my favorite customer.
Okay, bye.
What I love the most about this is the fact that, I'll point this out until the day I fucking die, is that he walks in. She doesn't know that it's him, but it's her favorite customer.
The long hair and the black suit and the common, like, exchange of dialogue that he gives is not enough to tell her, oh, this is Johnny, my favorite customer. No, it's whenever he's right in front of her, oh, you're that person. It's like, if you're the favorite customer, how would you not know when he walked in the store?
He is the only gothic banker in town. Okay?
With like this strange, like, speaking etiquette.
Polish Express walks right the fuck in, and you can't. It's not the Polar Express; it's the Polish Express. Okay, he walks right the fuck in. Gets this. He obviously gets the same fucking thing every time, because I don't know how many times he hands Lisa a dozen red fucking roses in this movie, but he does.
Not even my favorite fucking flower. Probably something she said.
Jesus Christ! But that happens. Walks. There's a bunch of shit that we're kind of meandering over, but you'll get the point. Please watch this on your own.
At your own risk.
I like that he gets the bank promote, or he doesn't get the bank promotion, because that's one thing that Lisa's mom was like, he's gonna get a promotion and blah blah blah.
It's a secure position.
He fucking walks in. He's like, oh, these are for you, blah blah blah, and just
they betrayed me. How could they do this to me? They told me I was gonna get this job for 6 months, and now I don't get it.
It's so goddamn hilarious. Like, and I don't care. They betray me, and he's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
But
at first when I listened to him actually talk, I was like, is he like part Asian or something, or did he like stay around a lot of Asians? Because the way he like enunciates, it's just like, oh, they betray me. Oh, I'm done with them. I don't even care. Like, it just has that inflection of Asian.
I know, and that's what I was like, he's Polish, dude. And then
I can't fucking tell.
And then a fun fact about Tommy Wiseau is he, at one point in his life, apparently had lived in New Orleans, Louisiana.
And not a hint of Creole or nothing.
I mean,
Not, like, if he's lived there, he would actually pick up some of the dialect.
We're proud to have you here for the time that you were here, but still.
But, yeah. You wanted a room, you got one.
Yeah, exactly. So he's denied his promotion, and Lisa is already like, I gotta get him I gotta be able to leave this somehow. I'm not in love with this man anymore. I want Mark. I'm not in love with Johnny anymore, blah, blah, blah. I don't really want to talk about it, but I need to complain to everybody. But I don't want to talk about it.
I gotta get out.
Yeah, so her plan, which I fucking love this. She's like, do you want a pizza? And then he's like, I already ordered a pizza. You think of everything, don't you? You think of everything.
You think of it all.
So
it's like, she's like, you know what you need? You need a drink.
But I don't drink, you know that.
You know that.
So they proceed to get drunk on, I think, was it like scotch and vodka? It's like the most disgusting looking. Like, I could look at that and my throat burned just looking at it on screen. I was like, fuck, man.
It was like piss with proof.
Piss proof.
Piss proof.
And he's all drunk and he's like slamming, breaking glass. And he's like,
he drops the glass and it just breaks on impact. Like, he didn't even like put force behind it. He's like,
I'm tired, I'm wasted,
I love you.
It's so fucking bad. I love you, darling. And of course, more fucking.
All within 30 minutes.
Yeah, I stopped keeping count as far as like how long into the film, more or less just how many. And the first time I watched this is when I started keeping count on this shit. I was like, what the hell? So
it's one of those sequences where I can literally watch this film and go, you know what? I'm actually tired of sex.
Dude, right. And the best part about all this shit is the very next day. Once again, the next day, the mom shows up and her, Lisa's mom and her are talking. And Lisa's mom lets out one of the many plot points of this movie that are never resolved. It's like, I got
the test results back, and I'm dying because I have breast cancer.
I love it. She's like, I got the results back. I definitely have breast cancer. Okay, that never comes back up.
Nor do they show emotion. Like, it's just a casual conversation piece.
The acting is
atrocious.
It's putting it nicely. But it's obvious that it's like that. We are definitely reviewing a couple of films that are oof. But comparatively to Fateful Findings, this movie deserves an Oscar. But any fucking way.
So yeah, after we know about her titty cancer.
Well, yeah, Lisa tells her mother that, oh, he got drunk last night and he hit me. What? Johnny doesn't drink.
He did last night.
Yeah, apparently everybody in this movie knows that Johnny doesn't drink alcohol. But he did last night. Which let's go ahead and point out that she kind of peer pressured him into doing such.
She coerced him.
Yeah.
It's like you have it rough because you didn't get that promotion. You need to drink. Like, come on, it'll be fun. Because that's one of the main reasons why she's done with him is he's not exciting, and everything that he does is just not what she's wanting to do anymore. Like, she doesn't want that family life or that just same scenario over and over again. She wants that like exciting kind of affair drama, soap opera kind of feel for it.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell just by looking at her demeanor, and really, honestly, everything about her puts that off.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the more random sequences, as if there weren't a fuck ton of random sequences in this movie, along come Michelle and Mike just into their apartment, an empty apartment, mind you, and they're just there to quote unquote do their homework. Nope. Mike is there to get the most awkward blowjob imaginable.
First off, before we continue, they were not introduced at all. It was just two random fucking people walking into their apartment.
Literally random fucking people.
Second of all, the face that Mike made, while the pants are still on, obviously at this point, there was literally no dick being, pulled out. And he just looked like Stifler the entire time.
He fucking does look like Stifler.
Because he was chewing on something and his mouth was just like gaping up. Oh, just weird ass fucking facial expressions the entire time. And I was like, man, he looks like Stifler. I'm not fucking kidding.
No, that's fucking hilarious because he does. Like, I've never thought that until you said that. You was like, he looks like Stifler. Oh my fuck, he does look like Stifler.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a thing that happens apparently. And isn't that whenever Lisa and her mom come back home a little bit later?
And then Mike forgot his homework and pulls out the underwear next to the mom, and she grabs it, holds it up like a fucking flag, and they're like, oh, homework, huh? And then he proceeds to walk out. I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, they laugh about it, which is funny because before that even happens, when Lisa's mom comes in with Lisa, she's ridiculing her about how many people come in and out of the house because Denny shows up asking to borrow some shit.
Yeah. Then she explains to the mom, okay, who's this kid? Oh, that's like Tommy's son. He found him one day and, gave him an apartment and paid for tuition and blah, 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 blah. He's like his father. Yeah,
Johnny's like a father to Denny. And you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
You look, oh, that's nice. While Lisa's singing his praises, then all of a sudden, once again, it's like, I don't love him, but I don't want to talk about it.
Bitch needs to make up her mind.
There's no mind to be made up. She's a sociopath.
Mm-hmm. And just gold digger.
Yeah, because didn't she point out at one time, she was like, yeah, I don't mind living with him.
Yeah, she likes to be pampered and treated well, even though she has no fucking emotional attachment to the dude.
Yeah, and it's it's like she lives this extravagant lifestyle, but the catch is that she's got to get dicked down by this man almost every day. And to be fair, I don't blame her at that point. She's like, oh, God. I'll never forget the very first time I ever saw this movie. That man took his fucking shirt and everything off, and the first thought in my mind was, how is he this fucking ripped?
Not only that, we did not need to see his ass.
He had to show this ass in order to sell his movie, Cody.
No. That was not a Wiseau move.
No.
That was a Wiseau move, but not a wise move.
Wiseau serious.
Why so serious?
Why?
Hawaii.
Speaking of Hawaii, we're getting into Hawaii. We keep saying this. So the next sequence, and all these shots are just random. You see Denny bouncing a basketball on the roof, and then you see a guy just kind of waltz onto the motherfucker.
Was it a basketball or was it a football?
Football, basketball, something or other.
Because pretty much majority of the time Denny's involved, he has a football.
There's something happening. But
balls.
It's Chris R. Who is Chris R?
We don't fucking know.
Nobody knows who Chris R is, but apparently he's looking for his fucking money.
Who has probably the most emotional display of acting skills in this whole fucking film.
The best actor in this whole movie.
He deserves the Academy Award.
That's right. Chris Oscar.
Because this guy literally pulls a gun on Denny and it's like, where's my fucking money? It's coming. When is it coming?
Give me 5 minutes.
And I thought there was going to be another sex scene at this point because the guy pushed him onto the ground on all fours and all you saw was like him kind of hovering behind him. I was like...
And he's like, it's coming.
It's coming. Where is the fucking...
Where's the fucking? Where's the fucking, Denny? It's coming.
And then literally everybody starts piling up to the rooftop. It's like...
They magically appear out of thin air and it's the greatest shit ever.
And like, get the fuck away from him.
Let's take him to the police.
And then
Johnny and Mark just wrestle him off somehow.
Yeah, and then Lisa and the mom probably start interrogating Denny about the entire sequence. Like, who was that man? Are you getting involved with bad people?
It's like the most overacted scene.
Yeah, the mom was not bad. It was fucking Lisa that was just like, why?
Are you on drugs?
Why would you do this?
He's sitting there. You're not my fucking mother.
Typical teen angst response.
You're not my fucking mother, Denny, 2003.
And then she proceeds like, listen here, you son of a bitch. Grabs him by the collar and is like, you listen to me kind of attitude.
Then Johnny and Mark run back upstairs and Johnny runs over to him. Are you okay? Why? Fucking hugging.
He's doing drugs. Why?
You could have got yourself killed.
Why, Denny?
Why? His facial reactions when he's like holding him and kind of hugging him, he's got this like ecstasy, like this look of ecstasy on his face, like
okay. So let me pitch it to you real quick and you visualize in your mind for a second. So he's holding his head to where he's facing him while he's discussing everything. He's like, what's going on, Denny? And when he tells him, he pulls his head to his chest and he looks up and goes, why? Like you said, it's just like sexual tension. It's like, why? It's like, my baby boy.
New drink from Tommy Wiseau. Hawaiian Punch.
I did not punch him.
I did. Oh, shit.
I did not.
I did not. But, dude, Lisa, after this, calls Mark again, still wants him. All this shit. And again, can't talk. I don't want to talk about it, or I got to go, blah, 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 because for fuck's sake, dude, this movie is nothing but awkward scenes and phone calls between Lisa and Mark.
Plot development.
So it cuts from that to one of the film's most infamous shots. Tommy Wiseau, Johnny, comes out of the top this god awful green screen shit on a soundstage that is supposed to be a rooftop of this apartment
in San Francisco.
Yeah. I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Slams the water bottle on the ground.
Oh, hi, Mark. Hey,
so
Johnny,
what's new with you?
God, again. And this conversation is just awkward as all hell, as are all the conversations in this movie. But the whole time is Greg Sestero's character, Mark, alluding to the fact that, oh, Lisa may be cheating on you. But being very, like, do you think girls cheat, Mark? Are you like, do you think girls cheat, Johnny? Blah, blah, blah. And then Johnny the whole time, like, I trust Lisa.
She's loyal to me.
Shit, dude. You're screwed. Oh,
but then...
I almost forgot that I did not hit her thing. Quote, Johnny, 2003.
But then Johnny goes, so how's your sex life?
Oh, that's later. That's fucking way later.
I thought that was right there.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. It's way later.
Oh, I spoiled it.
There's too many conversations. This happens, but then Denny is up on the roof at some point talking to Johnny about, he's like, I'm in love with her. Like, talking about he's in love with Lisa. And it's so funny because Johnny's just leaned back against the roof and you just hear him, go on. Like,
go on.
He's like, he has that look in his face like, yes, please admit all this stuff so I can fucking murder you in your sleep.
Either that or he's constipated.
He's either constipated, he's going to murder Denny in his sleep, or he's going to have a sexual fantasy about it later.
Or he's going to fall asleep in mid-conversation.
Or all of the things above.
Go on.
Go on.
And then he's like, comforting Denny. He's like, it's okay. She does love you as a friend.
Go on, Cody.
As a person.
Go on, Cody.
And then Denny's just like, you're not mad about it? It's like, no, we love you.
If a lot of people loved each other, the world would be a better place to live. Johnny, 2003.
Which, I mean, makes sense.
That's probably the best quote in the entire film because, and I'm being serious, like, that makes sense. It's probably one of the only things that is said in this movie that make any kind of sense. Please put that on a t-shirt, Tommy. I would wear the fuck out of it if you don't already have it on a t-shirt.
And just have his, like, pose with the throwing the water bottle on the ground.
Oh my God. I want I did not with the face. I
did not hit her.
Fuck. Go on. But pretty much Johnny is just very trusting, way too fucking trusting. And you get that and you're just like, God, dude.
Open your fucking eyes because they're always closed.
They're always closed because he did not open them.
Why did you not open them?
Why? Did not open them. So Michelle and Lisa are having wine, where Lisa is just at this point not giving two fucks anymore other than to Mark. That's who she gives her fucks to now.
Yep.
Confessing everything.
Michelle's just basically like, you're going to tell him, right?
Yeah. Without so much saying it, she's just kind of like, yeah, you're politely in a friendly way. You're a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because, yeah.
If it were me, I would tell him.
Johnny walks in. What are you talking about? And it's the whole like, oh, just girl talk or just between us women, blah, blah, blah.
You don't need to know.
Yeah, so Michelle fucking leaves, and this is when we get another iconic moment in the fucking film. So he's basically telling Lisa, oh, you don't keep secrets from me, blah, 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 I'm
your future husband.
Yeah, you're my future wife. I'm your future husband. We shouldn't have secrets, blah, blah, blah.
And see the whole part with him saying, I did not hit her, kind of makes you wonder now because he actually starts to be physical with her at this point. Not like heavy, but he pushes her back on the couch like twice. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you're going to tell me what's going on.
Right, why, Lisa? Why, Lisa? Talk to me, please.
Why? You're tearing me apart.
I fucking love that so much. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. Fuck.
And then she's just going to go like, I'm going to go to the shower, get dressed, and go to bed. Good night, Johnny.
That's okay. I still love you. The fuck, dude? Guys, this movie's bonkers as fuck.
To say it mildly.
Oh, the fucking... And right after this, that random scene in that alleyway, which, again, fun fact about this, the random alleyway was a set that was built. And literally across the way from this fucking set was the exact fucking alley. They could have just shot on location, but they did not.
Why?
Why? Awkwardly throwing footballs. Oh, this is where Mike comes up to Johnny and tells him about me underwears. Tells Johnny,
which that has nothing to do with any of this shit.
Yeah, it's just again, there's a lot of stuff that could have just been cut out of this movie. You could have gone straight to the fucking point. Actually, both of these movies, you probably could have cut about an hour out of.
Speaking of, we forgot this one scene that I kind of quoted. I was like, whenever he's like, I will find out what she's saying, he grabs his tape recorder.
That's later on.
I thought that was then.
Nope. Later on, dude.
Man, my shit's all mixed up.
No, this movie is convoluted as fuck, dude. That's what I'm trying to say. This movie could not have taken place like in any of a worse chain of events. Because there's drama, then there's funny, then there's drama, then everything's okay, then it's not okay, and then everything is okay, and then it's funny, and then it's sad, and then it's what the fuck?
Okay, well, eventually there's tape recorder, but yeah, back to the alleyway. They're talking about, Mike's encounter with the mom and Lisa. And basically, Tommy, was it Tommy or was it Johnny or was it Denny that slams the ball into Mike when he knocks himself into the trash can?
Oh, Mark kind of knocks it into Mike because Mark shows up. It's all four of them in the alleyway and he kind of like throws it into his stomach and then he just falls and just busts his ass into the trash can.
Which it wasn't even that hard of a fall. It was just like, oh.
It was so goddamn hilarious because it looked like a fuck up. Like, it looked like an on-set fuck up that they're like, no, just keep it in there.
Play with it.
Just keep it in the film.
So yeah, they break away, and I think Mark brings Michael to the hospital.
Yeah, and then this is when Johnny goes home, and he overhears Lisa and her mom. Basically, Lisa's saying that she doesn't love him, all this other shit, and
That's
this is
what the
whenever
tape
Johnny
recorder-
goes, he's like, how could they say these things about me? I'll
They
show
betray
them.
me.
Yeah, I will show them. I will record everything. And then
Guy pulls out the tape recorder and like hooks it up to the phone, and then he pulls up the sheet or the cloth for the table, and there's like a slot big enough for this tape recorder to fit, slides it in there. And I'm like, he just happens to have that like ready to go.
can we please have somebody out there edit this sequence and put the Mission Impossible music over it
This message will self-destruct.
in 30 seconds? Why?
I did not blow him up.
No, really, it would be fucking funny if they just put the Mission Impossible thing over him hooking this shit up.
Da-da-da.
And allegedly, apparently, supposedly, Tommy Wiseau has used this method of recording things before. Don't know how, but to physically look at how he hooks this shit up, you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Which is pretty much the whole movie.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's the most like elaborate tape recording setup ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even kidding. So Johnny asks for advice from his friend Peter, who is a psychologist, and they pretty much, he's like, I can't get in between y'all, blah, blah, blah. I'm a psychologist, all blah, blah, blah. Johnny's all like, but I want to give her a second chance. You know what they say? Love is blind. Johnny, 2003. Mark shows up. More random conversation. Greg Sestero's character, Mark, alludes to the affair. And I want to say this is where he goes to the rooftop. Peter goes up to the roof and finds Greg smoking a joint.
And then proceeds to, tell Peter in his own weird way that he's the one sleeping with Lisa.
Yeah, I think Peter actually just figures it out at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He threatens to fucking throw him off the roof.
Yeah, and the most awkward, attempted murder part. He's just like, "What the fuck are you doing, man? Don't!"
It's
don't.
so fucking bad.
And
That shot
then
is so bad.
immediately after Mark lets go of him, he's like, "I'm sorry, man." He's like, "It's okay." I'm like, "Dude, if you almost tried to kill me, I would have fucking gone and called the cops on your ass."
There's like a couple of moments in this movie where people are fighting or arguing, and then they're just like, "I'm sorry." What?
It's like they're at daycare, and they're just like, "You two quit fighting." Oh, okay.
This movie is like daycare. Holy shit. It really fucking is. Daycare, the movie.
The daycare.
The room care. Roomful of daycare.
Yeah.
This is the football in tuxes sequence.
Yeah, where the four of them, Peter, Mark, Denny, and Johnny.
Yeah, because like right before this, another sequence of Lisa and Denny talking in the house, and Denny's concerned for Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Blah blah blah. So you cut, and then they're in the tuxes, and so, why did even half of these shots make it into this film?
Because they're trying to get us to be like connected to these people in some emotional way. Like, oh look, they're like normal people. It's like, no, we see that, but it has nothing to do with what's going on.
We are not connected.
Did not.
Can we also point out that every time any of them are together, there is a football being thrown around?
Because you pointed out that Tommy was a big fan of football.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau loves American football, but it is so fucking hilarious that there is a football happening in almost every group shot in this film.
And usually it's Denny who has the ball.
Yep. Yeah, it is actually.
He's literally the icon of that scenario. It's
What if they just threw Denny around instead of the football?
Stop it.
Get some help.
Get a helmet.
Right? I just realized something on the last Cult Cinema Showdown. There was a Denny character.
Oh yeah.
This Denny, in fact, did not go on to open a breakfast diner named Denny's. So, sorry, Denny. Denny. I thought about that when I first watched it. I was like, Denny. Anyway, this is the whole baby phase reveal where fucking Mark has his face shaved and he looks all clean cut. And I want to say, shout out a couple of shout outs here. Shout out to Dollar Store Dev, who has guested on this show several times. Pointed out one time whenever we were watching this, if any of you have listened to us all the way back to episode 2, our friend Alex Vincent that came onto the show, Devin pointed out that Alex kind of resembled Greg a little bit with the beard and the hair and shit, and now I can't unsee that. So
just cannot.
I cannot unsee it. So thanks for that. Thank you for that. God damn it. This is the Mark and Johnny coffee shop sequence. This is the how's your sex life thing. Because he's asking Johnny about all of his deals, and Johnny's all like, I couldn't talk about this confidential.
By the way, Mark, how's your sex life?
Anyway, how was your sex life?
It's so uncasual too. It's just like straight to the point. It's like it's all confidential. Oh, how's your sex life? Why would I fucking tell you? I'm fucking your fiance.
I just want to know who actually has these conversations IRL.
We don't, apparently.
No, fuck
and
no.
I'm offended.
Quite frankly, I'm offended too. Thanks for asking.
Asshole.
I don't want to talk about it right now.
At least up to the point.
Just exactly. It's the least of your concern.
Yeah.
So, Mark fucks Lisa again. I almost forgot. Anyway, how is your sex life, Johnny? 2003.
Straight to the fuck.
Straight to the point. Yeah, Mark fucks Lisa again in the bed this time.
After telling him, no, Johnny's my best friend. Again.
Yeah.
Can't do this. You're a cunt. Fuck.
More extra exposition. And I swear, I've got this written down here because I've been wanting to say this on a medium for quite some time. Here goes. How many different ways can you say the same shit?
The game show.
Yeah, dude, I swear to God, I fucking stopped taking notes because how many times are we going to get Lisa's mom and Lisa in the same sequence talking about the same fucking thing?
You don't love him. You should stay with him. He makes a lot of money. He's a great guy. I don't fucking care.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it. I'll do it, Mom. And then right behind her back, I fucking hate Mark. I fucking hate him.
I love you,
Mark.
I love you, Mark.
I want to be with Mark. That is literally like a good third of the film. It's just that part. Just that sequence of events.
Now, the entire time, Lisa has been putting together a surprise birthday party for Johnny. Which, that goes off without a fucking hitch.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought we were serious about it going off without a hitch, you were fucking mistaken.
Pretty much the next day is birthday party.
So this birthday party is fucking ends in shambles because he gets there, he's surprised. Oh, yay, you brought all my friends. Good thinking, blah, blah, blah.
He basically treats like everybody's a moron. He's just like, oh, you did good. Good thinking.
Hey, everybody, I have an announcement to make. We're expecting.
Congratulations, Johnny. Yeah.
And then Lisa's two friends pull her aside. Are y'all expecting? And she's like, no. Like, she pretty much just lies to him about having a kid. What the fuck?
Yeah, and didn't one of the friends, the random dude, I don't even know his name, find out with Mark and Lisa, like, they're hugging up on each other?
Yeah, because everybody goes outside, but Lisa and Mark stay behind. And here's the funny part. The random dude that finds them, he's a replacement person at the last second because I want to say the dude that played Peter was supposed to be, like, it was supposed to be Peter coming in on them. He was not on set anymore. I want to say either he got fired from the set or he wasn't working on it anymore. I don't remember, but again, replacement actor. So some rando that we don't have any emotional attachment to, not like we really had it to begin with. But,
not with anybody.
So that's a thing.
Yep. But yeah, he found out about them too. And then later on, when the whole expecting happened, Michelle and Faux Peter, sat down with Lisa and like, you need to tell him, now before it gets too out of hand. And basically, she's a sociopath and she don't fucking care.
I almost forgot about him being confronted by the dude. Leave your stupid comments in your pocket. Mark 2003.
Yeah, that was so fucking stupid.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket. I just wish I had a pocket full of comments to just like reach in.
It's like on Whose Line Is It Anyway? They have that game where they pull the comments out of their pockets and they read them out in the middle of the skit.
Say something that would start a fight. You guys want to start a fight? Because that's what fucking happens.
Hey, we're expecting.
Hey, everybody, I have an announcement to make. We're expecting. What?
Yeah, because Mark's like, is it mine? No, tell me, is it mine?
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry about it. And then freaking she gets grabbed by Mark, and Johnny's like, hey, what's going on here?
Oh, she slaps the fuck out of Mark, too.
Yeah. And then both Mark and Johnny are just like holding each other like in this weird like tense grapple. And, just...
What's funny about that, though, is they argue. Tommy's like, I'm sorry, apologizes. Lisa cleans up. Then the next shot is literally Mark and Lisa holding each other, like slow dancing. Tommy walks in, and they start fighting again. And it's the most elementary school fight ever. And it's the funniest fucking shit.
Yeah, they're like little kids.
I'll kill you. I'll break every bone in your body.
Get away from her.
He's just... You're no good. You're just a chicken. Cheep, 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 cheep. Classic.
Yeah.
Classic.
Such foul mouths.
The chicken cheap thing is like a running joke throughout, like midway through the movie onward to this sequence. It's so great.
So yeah.
Oh fuck.
Johnny proceeds to get huffy puffy, goes upstairs to the bathroom. Lisa doesn't know how to get him out, and her mom walks there, is like, I cleaned the kitchen for you so you don't have to worry about it. And then she tells her, oh, Johnny's in the bathroom. Well, of course he is. He's upset.
No shit. And then she starts getting like really like over the top about how it is. She's just like, did she say something like, you don't have to love him?
Yeah. Basically, you just stick it out.
For money.
Yeah.
And being taken care of. And
then, Johnny hears it going on, and it's like, you're both bitches, or you're bitches. And she's like, who are you calling a bitch? And he's like, you and your mom.
Fucking love that shit. You coming out in a few minutes, bitch. Who are you calling a bitch? You and your stupid mother. You and your stupid mother. Oh my god. And then just like, I love the camera shots at this point, because it's just this like real upward shot of Johnny leaning on the door, or Tommy Wiseau leaning on the door as Johnny. He's just like, in a few minutes, bitch. But we're getting to the tail end of this movie. Don't do drugs.
No.
Not that there were drugs done, but just don't do drugs.
But yeah, Johnny proceeds to grab the tape recorder. It's like, oh yeah? Well, hear this. Grabs the tape recorder, starts playing the phone conversation that just happened between Mark and Lisa about how, oh, I fucking hate him, and I don't want to be here anymore. It's like, oh yeah, baby, come back, come over here. It's okay. Like, suddenly Mark has like an epiphany, and now he's like, fuck Johnny at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And
then Johnny has an epiphany of his own.
He basically, tries to get Lisa to see her wrongs, and Lisa's like, I'm leaving. And Johnny has like this weird fucking like tantrum and just throws the recorder across the room.
Ah!
Rah! Hits the wall, and it doesn't even like break. It's just like a casual like little fling. He's like, ah! Lisa leaves, and he leans over the railing. He's like, yeah, fucking leave. Or how do you say it?
Get out of my life.
Get out of my life. And then this is pretty much like the biggest temper tantrum this guy has the whole film. Like, he's just like,
Oh, he tears the house out.
he tears the whole house apart. Like, he's flailing, vases and picture frames everywhere. He takes his TV and just throws it at the fucking room.
That was a nice TV for 2003.
A nice little tube TV, yeah. Then he goes upstairs and he's just like, oh my God, this is probably the most like awkward situation I've ever seen in this film. He grabs the dress.
Oh yeah, he tears his.
He grabs the dress and he starts sniffing it while he's having these little flashbacks of all the sex scenes that he had with Lisa. And he leans on the ground, holding it on his crotch, and he starts air humping it while he's crying.
He's like, ah,
Ah!
ah.
And then when he starts flashing to Mark and Lisa, he rips the dress apart. It's like, fucking bitch.
You tramp.
Tramp. And then he's like, I have nobody.
Everybody betrayed me.
Everybody betrayed me. Why do I do this? And then pulls the gun on himself.
Why is this happening to me? But it's so fucked up because you never know that he possesses a gun the entire time. And then it, poof, you think about it. It's the same fucking gun that he took from Chris R. on the rooftop.
Yep.
So it's in this little lockbox that fell over out of his drawer when he knocked it over. So he just grabs it and he's just looking at it and he's like, oh, God, forgive me. It just puts the gun in his mouth and blows his fucking brains out. But you don't really see it happen.
Yeah, you see him pull the trigger. He backs his head up before the shot fires, and then you hear pow.
And then,
like, okay.
yeah. And then Lisa and Mark just run upstairs. And it's supposed to be sad, but it is the most goddamn funny thing I have ever watched because...
Not 10 minutes ago, these two hated him. Now they're like crying over his dead body. And he's just... Are you still alive? Wake up, Johnny.
No, bitch, he's taking a fucking nap.
He has a splitting headache.
He's taking a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Quite literally. I just like how he was all conveniently just laid out on a pillow to make him comfy and like all that shit.
But then, Mark proceeds to tell Lisa to fuck off. It's her fault that he did this.
Yeah, you never had me.
And then here comes Denny. Johnny, oh my God, what happened? And he like makes both of them leave or go to the back of the room. And Mark's like, forget about him. Let him have him.
Yeah, let him be alone with him.
And then, he's crying over his body and stuff. And then like the two in the back are like, oh my God, what happened? We're so angry for no reason. They just start, holding each other. And then all of a sudden it's like sirens wailing, fire trucks. And people are like, what happened? I don't know what happened. It's like, who called the cops?
Maybe a neighbor, but goddamn, still, it's like, y'all, the roller coaster of emotions in that one sequence. I love you. Fuck you. Well, fuck you too, but I love you. I don't love you. I love you. Denny, fuck both of you guys. Get out of my life. Let me be with him. Yeah, let's get out of here. Get away. Let him be alone with him. I guess we are a couple of pieces of shit. I guess we should hug this kid.
We love you, Johnny. No.
But yeah. And that's the room. It fades to black.
Just like Johnny did.
Guys, do yourselves a favor and watch this thing. I know Tommy Wiseau put it on YouTube at some point. But it's definitely available to buy. I think it's available to rent on Amazon Prime. It's definitely, if you look for it, you will find it. I'll fucking guarantee you can find this if you look hard enough. But we will give you a link in the show notes below if you want to own this fucking piece of modern history.
You should tell them what the video on YouTube is called.
God damn it. I don't remember exactly how it was written out, but basically it was like Lifetime movie 2017 scary movie love story something.
The Room.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Like, this is apparently was the only way they could get away with putting this film on there without actually putting it in The Room.
Yeah, because I was like, I know, and I thought it was Tommy Wiseau that did it, but I looked at the thing and I was like, oh, well, fuck. But I'm going to put a link in the description where you can get this movie from Tommy Wiseau himself, because he sells this on DVD and Blu-ray.
I do not.
Go buy this movie. It is actually a fucking national treasure worth owning. I promise you this. Hawaii. So give this man your dollars and fucking buy this movie. It is on Blu-ray, it's on DVD, and hell, while you're at his website, you can also buy his underwears.
If you're into that kind of shit.
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau has his own line of underwear. And clothing and everything else in between. But mostly The Room on Blu-ray and DVD. Fucking do it.
Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel like spending money, go on YouTube.
You know what I'm saying? But we think you should definitely throw dollars at this dude. For fuck's sake.
Even if it's just for his underwear.
Yeah. Fucking do it.
You want to feel comfy? Buy my underwear.
Do it. Me underwears. Any fucking way. That's The Room. That's all I want to say about it.
You should call him the Fruit of the Room.
Fruit of the Room. Tommy Wiseau Hilfiger. Oh, fuck. Oh, my God.
So shall we go on to...
Yeah, this movie was
Fateful
God.
Fateful Findings.
It was very properly named Fateful Findings because it was a fateful finding. This is a film done by a man named Neil Breen, who has done other films. Another one of his work was Double Down, and I swear on everything, every one of this man's movies are the exact same fucking plot. He is some sort of smart person, some genius, god, not godlike entity, but like he's basically like a better than everybody know-it-all guy who is somehow trying to tear down a government agency, military, what have you. All of his movies are essentially the same fucking plot, just played out in a different form of fashion. This movie came out in 2013. And the only fucking thing I have to really say to start this off with is it's a magical day.
Imagine, if you will, watching The Room for the first time and exploring and enduring all of this. Imagine that, but half, if not a quarter, of the quality of The Room in Fateful Findings. Like, literally. That is the level of quality that this film offers. Is if you take a Tommy Wiseau film and give about a quarter of the charm, that's this movie.
I told Cody when we first watched this, I said, look, you're going to like The Room because of its... It was a very earnest attempt at a film.
Vastly superior. Yes.
The Room looks like a fucking Oscar picture, an Oscar-winning picture compared to Fateful Findings.
They actually tried. Fateful did not.
Actually, they tried. The people of Fateful Findings did fucking try, and that's the fucking sad part. It comes off like they didn't try, but they fucking did. And again, that's the scariest part about this shit, okay? Somebody's getting lit up out there. I hear some bass hump. Damn, son. But anyway.
So yeah, they start off with these two kids walking through a forest, and they come across this mushroom that just slowly evaporates into this bag and these jewels next to it. And pretty much the entire sequence of clips of this part was, oh, look, it's this magic mushroom. And then the girl has like a journal in her hand, and she goes writing in it, it's a magical day.
It's a magical day!
And the boy finds a cube inside this box. And it's like looks like a dice, but it's like crudely carved. Like a dark red, maybe a black, like an onyx color almost.
It's a black stone. A black cube, sir.
So he proceeds to put some of these other jewels that are next to the box inside of this box.
And I think she makes a bracelet out of one of them.
And then they proceed to cover up the box with some pine straws or pine needles, whatever you want to call them in your realm. And next sequence is basically Leah leaving to go somewhere with her family.
And Dylan is left behind.
And I love this scene because Leah's like, where's Dylan? Where's Dylan? And then he just pops in the frame, hugs her, and then pops back out of frame. All in the same shot. And then right when she gets in the car, she pokes out her head and here's Dylan again in the back. And they do this like hand touch, like almost like a creation painting, but it's with their hands holding basically. And then they leave.
Have you guys ever seen a 1980s film where they fucking freeze frame it on a high five? That was this.
But there was clearly motion happening at this point. So the family leaves to the airport and they're waving awkwardly at each other and they get a good distance apart, and then the next scene is basically Dylan is walking behind the van, which is going like 5 miles an hour, while still waving.
Just, bye.
And then you hear Neil Breen's voice in the background do this like monologue of something. I can't remember what the fuck it was talking about.
I don't either. It was just like, I'm an author.
It's like, fateful findings.
Dear fucking God.
And then we clip to present time.
Guys, look. Dylan is an author. His wife is on the phone with him. And again, the most god-awful conversation ever. Because she's like looking almost directly at the fucking camera while she's talking. Yeah, it's all one-sided conversation. You see Neil Breen as Dylan walking out on his phone in a suit. Gets to a crosswalk. And he starts to cross the street after a whole bunch of other people do. He drops his phone, which, can we just talk about this fucking phone? Okay?
It's like a foldable BlackBerry.
It was that old school, like, LG, where you flip it open, and it looks like a miniature computer, like a keyboard, like
a
thing.
handheld, literally, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's like, I can't tell you the last time I saw one of those, and it had to have been mid-2000s. This is 2013. And he's got this kind of phone. It makes me laugh.
Well over a decade away.
Yeah, no shit. So he drops the fucking phone in the road and goes to pick it up. Oh my God. And this is we both laughed out loud at this.
This fucking Rolls Royce just careens into him. But the way it happened, he turns to his side and it's like you can hear the Kill Bill like, the siren. That should have been inserted at this point because he turned, you see his face for a good like 3 or 4 seconds, and then you see his body literally go the same speed and like shifting with the car.
And you're it hits the fuck out of him.
He's lying on the ground, pretty much just incapacitated, and all you see are fucking feet.
Like knee to fucking feet.
And then just random pan of people's heads.
Against a green screen, obviously, with a blue sky.
Is he okay?
Is he alive?
Feet.
Someone
should call the cops.
Call 911.
Feet. And then you just see this chick in the Rolls Royce get out of the car, which there was no explanation of this chick at all either.
Right?
All you see is basically her chest down, get out of the car, walk to him, and he's reaching out for his phone, but then we see he's reaching for the cube. While he's like incapacitated, like his arm is like sentient. It's just doing its own thing. And she goes to reach for the cube and he grabs it and clutches onto it like kind of loosely almost. It's like he's trying to hold it. And we get to the paramedics who we still cannot see any fucking part of their face. We just see their upper body and down. Wrap the fucking, mask on his face for the oxygen. And then proceed to wheel him off to the side into, I'm supposing, the ambulance. If not, they probably, wheeled him all the way to the hospital. We don't know. We didn't see an ambulance.
No, but we definitely get to the fucking hospital. But this is so goddamn hilarious because we get in the hospital and he looks like, the way he's laid up, dude, he looks like fucking Harvey Two-Face from The Dark Knight because there's like half his face bandaged up.
He's like 3/4 Slender Man face. Because you see like his nose, you see one of his eyes, and not even like his cheek. That's all you see in his skin. Everything else is like pure white.
Yeah. But what made me...
With a slit.
Oh, dude, what made me fucking laugh though is you were like, he looks like Harvey Two-Face because I think at one point, wasn't he kind of like...
He was shuffling the cube like a dice. And I was like, yeah, he's leaving it all to chance. Heads, I lose. Or heads, I win. Tails, I die.
6, you lose. Snake eyes, you die. It's fucking dice.
But yeah, then, Aunt Emily, the wife, and his best friend, Jim. I couldn't think of it for a second.
Jim!
They're like, huddling over him. Oh my God, it's tragic. I was just on the phone with him.
We were on the phone when they hit him. Can he hear me? Stupid bitch, 2013.
Yeah, Emily proceeds to ask, we were just on the phone. Can he hear me?
Bitch, he's in a coma.
Yeah, even a second doctor who has nothing to do with his medical records walks in. He looks pretty banged up, almost like he's comatose. Like she just looks at him. Just looks like, okay, this guy clearly is comatose. I'm just assuming this.
And they did a very poor job of setting any kind of mystery up because, she reaches down to hold his hand and it's a bracelet and it's the fucking bracelet that she made when they were kids.
It's Leah.
It's Leah, but you don't fucking know that it's Leah whatsoever.
We were misled.
Call me now, Miss Leah.
Hey, it's Miss Leah.
Call me for your free reading, yeah.
Which he's pretty much full of that shit.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, so comes the supernatural aspect of this film where there's like rustling of blinds behind him. And he has the cube in his hand and he's like kind of fondling it. And then he opens his eye and he just starts like ripping these taped on air tubes of IVs on his arms off and proceeds to remove the one that's supposedly the oxygen to his nose, which is not clearly going in his nose. It's on top of the bandage. Pulls it off his face. And proceeds to get up. And then next thing you know, we see him undressing himself by the literally looking on the floor, and there's his clothes. He's in the shower at his house.
Can we talk about a running gag that goes throughout this whole fucking movie where when somebody loses their clothes, it's just a shot of their feet and then
clothes.
Like flop, loud thud, and clothes are on the floor.
So while he's having his little moment, Leah goes up to the gurney or the bed, and this is what I'm literally so logical and rational. It blows my mind. She's caressing the bed, like mysteriously, like, oh, something's weird about this. Not when an actual doctor sees, oh, there should be a patient here who was just here like 10 minutes ago. Where the fuck is this guy? I need to call the cops. I need to get security. Where the fuck is he? No, she's like, just magically he's gone. Calls his doctor and is like, did you discharge him? I did not discharge him. He should still be there. I'm going to look into this.
I did not discharge him. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not discharge him. I deny.
So, while the showering noise is happening, Emily wakes up and she's like in this like good 30-second like looking like a deer in headlights kind of scenario. Like she's like, what the fuck is going on? And then she's like walking into the shower and it's like blood dripped all over to the freaking shower.
You mean strawberry jam with grape jelly?
Yeah, or corn syrup.
Either way.
So,
blood.
Again, always see your feet. And she's walking into the shower and she's like, you shouldn't be here. You should be in the hospital.
Help me.
Help me. And they literally have like a slow dance in the shower with him buck-ass naked.
Bleeding everywhere.
With his fucking face mask on still. And her in her nightgown getting all wet, and you see her freaking, booty and shit.
He's not supposed to get that thing wet.
No. But he does anyway.
Dumbass.
And they're having like the most awkward fucking love scene looking crap going on. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
I don't know either, but he starts to work on his next book, because he's an author. Guys, an overly fucking dramatic shot, which one of many. He gets head pain, and he kind of faints a little bit, and then, he knocks his laptops over.
Yeah, he just like casually does it. It's not like, he's just like, oh my God. No, it's just like, oh. Oh.
Oh.
Ow.
Ah!
then proceeds to fall forward.
Yeah, after all of that, he falls fucking forward. And it is this fucking point. He gets like... he doesn't have any of these laptops turned on. How many of these motherfuckers does he actually have?
I counted 4. They're all the same laptop.
They don't work.
And he's only working on one of them.
And when we say working, we say air quotes, working.
Like he chicken pecks like 10 keys and he's done typing.
Also, where are my pills?
Yeah, whenever...
Where are my pills?
Emily literally tries to force him
Where
to...
are my pills?
take his medication. He's like...
Where are my pills?
He doesn't want to. Oh, there they are.
So, okay. I'm not going to take these anymore.
So he proceeds to drop him in the toilet, and Emily's awkwardly waiting for him to leave the bathroom. She grabs them while still in the water, pulls them out, and just, Gollums it like, my precious.
He wants the precious.
He wants the pills.
Smeagol.
Ugh.
Yeah, because we eventually find out she's a freaking pill popper.
Yeah. That's getting high off of his supply.
Yeah.
Keeps calling his psychologist or psychiatrist and is like, he needs more of his medicine. So we find out that he hasn't been taking his fucking medicine. But she's claiming that he is, and she keeps getting his medicine for the pain or whatever.
All while sounding high and stoned, because she's like, he's not taking his medicine.
Mm-hmm.
He needs more.
So
he's talking about stuff I don't know, and I'm worried about him.
Right? And then meanwhile, Dylan's having this fucking vision of himself naked in this big-ass black room with a thick fucking book of some sort.
Which I thought his head was chopped off in the very beginning of that. Because his hair looked blood red, and it looked like it was like a blood splatter on this tarp. And then he just proceeds to turn his head to the left. And you see his fucking dumbass silhouette, and then he just turns it back over.
Yeah. And then isn't this where he meets with his psychologist and he's talking about his deadline and all this other bullshit?
No, not his psychologist, his psychotherapist.
That's it, yeah. His psychotherapist, and like, oh, my deadline, blah, blah, blah. I can't do this. Like, he's bitching about deadlines and he has so much work to do. That's another thing about this movie, is that he's got so much work to do.
One of my favorite things about the psychotherapist was like, let me help you. You need this, yes? And he proceeds to keep giving him medication. Like, you really need this to work. Here.
Yeah, he's pretty much all but shoving them down his throat for him.
Have my therapy sessions not benefited you?
And guys, you thought that first sequence of knocking laptops over was bad, but wait, there's more. The scene whenever he's got the fucking mug of coffee.
Yeah, he's starting to have a little pain in his head again like he did the first time.
He's dreaming about the accident.
So he grabs his coffee, and all you see is an angle shot of the coffee and him, and he's just shaking the coffee.
All over his laptop.
Not enough to drip anywhere, mind you. I saw that. He literally just shook it to where you can see movement, but it wasn't going anywhere but the cup.
Yeah. And
then he proceeds to casually just drop it all over the laptop and then on his papers, and he drops his head.
Well, no, that's what's funny is he drops it because it's sitting on his laptop before he even picks it up. But then he he falls face first, and then he looks up and he's like he's trying to fucking take a sip of it from far away, and then he just spills it. Guys, that is coffee abuse. I don't give a fuck who you are.
And it happened to spill at the right curvature of his face too. I noticed. He has the power to repel the coffee.
It'd be funny if he just fucking got up and it would look like a Wile E. Coyote print of boom, and it's just a face print and a coffee outline.
That would be surprising. He was you look on the floor and it's this stain from all the coffee spilled from all the freaking tremors.
Yes.
Just an outline of his body. It's this is so unorthodox. I can't figure out what's going on. I can't believe you did this, coffee.
I can't believe you've done this.
I can't get you out of this one. As he's getting the stain out of the carpet.
Right.
I can't get it out of this one.
Fucking, so they decide to have dinner with their friends. Jim
and,
Amy.
And the daughter.
Yeah, I don't ever really catch the daughter's name, and I feel like shit because it's whatever.
Who fucking cares?
Yeah, exactly. So I wrote fuck this scene because I was like, there's too much dumb shit going on, too much mindless dialogue happening. But there's like a tension moment where the daughter is like overly interested in what Dylan has to say, and Tim is kind of like, oh, don't bother, and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, I want to hear.
No, it was, I'm writing an interesting report on the elephants of Africa.
God.
And Jim's like, Dylan doesn't want to hear about any of that stupid stuff. And Dylan's like, I would actually like to hear about it.
Right?
And then the girl's like, can I be excused? And then Amy's just looking at Jim like, what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah.
Which, before that, they had like this freaking argument about some stupid shit. About, oh, well, we never have sex anymore. It's been months.
Oh, yeah, there's tension.
You don't love me, blah, blah.
With Jim and Amy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All in front of the daughter and everything.
And then I think later on they have another fight or something.
Yeah, but this is the point in the film where you find out that Emily is addicted to Dylan's pills, and that Dylan, we know that Dylan is starting to... Look, guys, I'm going to say how he probably should have worded it, and then I'm going to say how he actually worded it. Dylan apparently is, like, hacking a bunch of, like, government websites and agency, like, sites and getting into their shit and stealing valuable information, I'm sure, you know? That, we know that there's shit that's hidden from us. So this movie kind of plays into the conspiracy theorism and, theories and things like that. So,
but this guy is really a genius if you really think about it.
Yeah.
Because he's able to do all this without a powered on laptop.
That's right.
He has this like knack to do this. So how? How is Dylan a master hacker?
Well, you see, the Allspark gives him the power to... I'm sorry, the black cube. I was starting to give this movie credit.
The black die.
So, the way he words it, he's like, I'm hacking into the government's secrets.
I'm going to expose everything. Blah, blah, blah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because that there was no backing of this context. It was just basically him suddenly writing a book. Now he wants to expose the world for all the corruption that there is. All because he got hit by a freaking Rolls Royce. So maybe he doesn't like the wealthy people. Because, Rolls Royce aren't cheap.
The wealthy people, the wealthy people, the wealthy people, the wealthy people.
That would have been fucking awesome. Hey! How do you pay?
Oh, damn taxes!
Marilyn's Mansion.
Yeah.
Let's call this movie Marilyn's Mansion.
Hey, guys. This is my crib. My beautiful crib.
my cribs.
My mansions, my Maryland mansion.
These are my McRibs.
They're back. Didn't he supposedly remove ribs or something?
Yeah, that was like a giant rumor back in the...
Yeah. So that's where the McRib comes from.
Exactly. Anywho, so back to this shit. Dylan wants Emily to go to rehab amidst the most piss poor typing I've ever seen on screen in my entire life. He continues to hack, and then they argue, but they make up where, like, this is one of the most dramatic fucking things I've ever seen in my life, where they go to make out, and he just shoves his laptop onto the floor, like face first, like breaks it.
So just imagine, if you will, the desk is against the wall, and you see the right-hand side is Dylan's back, and Emily is right in front of him. He literally grabs the desk and moves the laptops like casually off, like one by one. It's not like you see in those like real bad porns or those really romantic scenes where it's just like shove all the shit off of it like with one swoop. No, it's like one thing and then another thing.
Two thing. One thing.
Two thing.
Two thing. It's like a Dr. Seuss thing on a desk.
Pretty much. And then there's one part where it pans to them side by side, like him flailing papers just randomly in the air, and then he grabs like a sorting like piece of equipment or something, and he just grabs it and picks it up and tosses it. just
throws papers.
doesn't make any fucking sense. And then they just keep doing that while they're casually just pulling, not taking the shirt off, pulling them slightly down. Like, her shirt is literally like half boobing her right now. And he's tossing more papers as he's doing this. And then, again, this fucking weird-ass sequence with the clothes coming off. Feet shot, clothes come down. And then goes right back up, and they're, like, at each other. And then there's literally no other physical stuff happening.
Yeah.
They're just embracing each other.
Yeah, and...
With their shirts off.
Right? And this is the point that I wrote down in my notebook, and I quote, "What the fuck is this movie?"
It's like a really bad scripted porn.
You're giving it too much credit.
Why didn't say porn from where?
I don't...
Because not all porn is good.
This is true. And then we go to Amy and Jim having another conversation where, again, he's drunk. Then again, I would probably have to be drunk to deal with her bitch ass, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
I love how they're laying there and he's like, like, let's start over.
Oh, wait, were they just had sex at this point?
This is where they were just being loud.
Oh, wait. Yeah, because
Amy and Jim, yeah.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm sorry.
She's like, I think I'm beyond that now.
I'm so done
with everything.
Like, she's being loud as fuck, and he's just like...
We're not exaggerating either.
Yeah, he's just like, come on, babe, let's talk. I think I'm beyond that.
Beyond. Not beyond, but
beyond.
I'm a beyond that now.
I'm a beyond my way.
I'm a be.
Bumble.
Bumblebee, 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 tuna.
Now, was this... No, this wasn't the part where they threw the alcohol at each other, wasn't it?
No.
Okay, that was after that. So, didn't they have sex at some point after this?
I don't think they do at all, dude, honestly.
Well, no, because they woke up next to each other and they were naked.
Yeah, that's a little bit later.
Okay. I wasn't sure what part of that was, because there's so much, like, inconsistency with this film.
Yeah. So, a man in black shows up and fucking teleports into Dylan's home. Just at random. I've noticed this happens a lot.
Yeah.
So, Dylan is accused of an affair by his wife, obviously. And this is whenever he admits that he's been, quote, hacking into government and international secrets all over the world, end quote.
On my magical day laptop.
Dylan, 2013. Then we're treated to another shot of the black room where he is naked with the book. What the fuck? And then they decide...
First is just the book.
The book.
And then next thing you know, you see him naked again, literally caressing the book, and then opening it.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
And they decide, hey, let's have a barbecue with Jim and Amy. And
I'm sorry, what the fuck is going on here? We go from, like, premonition of nude man with a fucking, like, foot-long book to...
Was it $5?
$5 book long.
$5 book schlong. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To, let's have a barbecue with Jim and Amy.
He probably looked down his own dick and was like, barbecue sounds like a good idea.
I feel like hot dogs. Let's have a weenie roast, babe.
All right. So Jim, Amy are there, and a bunch of other people, in fact. And then Leah is there. And this is where Dylan and Leah, they reunite. And Dylan's all, I think of you every day. She's like, I think of you every day. I think of you every day. I thought about you every day since we were 8 years old.
Some of the most, like, overly dramatic and awkward, like, shots, too. Because there's one point where they're holding hands. And Emily turns just for, like, 2-3 seconds. And then... they suddenly just, like, do, like, that whole, like, two high school kids not supposed to hold hands.
Like, oops, we don't want anybody to find out.
Not suspicious at all.
Yeah. So that happens, and then Jim is drunk, and I think he hits on...
Emily.
Yeah, he hits on Emily. And she's like, no, blah, blah, blah. And he just knocks shit over, and you're thinking, oh, my God, this is going to, like... it's going to cause a scene, and some drama's going to happen. No. Everything's just back to normal in the next shot.
Just wasting food.
Yeah. There's a shot of his drunk, stupid fucking ass wasting food, and then everything's all of a sudden okay.
Yeah, they all like, well, no, Leo's like, well, this was fun, but I gotta go, but cheers. And they all clink their, drinking containers.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't this where...
This is kind of a snooze fest, but yeah.
Yeah, sorry, guys. This is where Dylan goes into his office, and he... At first, I thought... Let me tell you, this is how fucked up this movie is. I couldn't tell if if they were trying to portray a hallucination or if this was actually happening. Because he sees the daughter in the pool topless from his office window.
She pulls her top off at this point. Like, you can see her do it. And she turns to the side and looks at him in the window.
She's like, hi, Dylan.
And she walks up the steps of the pool, grabs her top, and then proceeds to go into the bathroom and take a shower. And I'm like, wait, huh?
And he goes in there and puts her robe back on. And, dude, some of these shots are painfully long, where they sit there. He's like, you cannot do this anymore.
You can't.
You can't do this anymore. You are not going to be doing this anymore. That's another thing about Neil Breen's movies, is that he finds a couple of scenes where he is in it and he has to spout a key line in 5 different fucking ways saying the same thing.
You got to make sure you get your point across.
Yeah. So he gets the point across that she's not to be there.
Then they call,
tells his wife.
Yeah. And then she calls Amy, and Amy's like, I'm so sorry. I'll let her know not to go over there again. Yeah. Which I think this leads up to
Emily and Jim arguing, right?
Yeah, while they're in the car scene again, which, I mean, he cleans the same fucking side view mirror in every shot that they have.
This was like after he's woken up out of the bed. Like at some point between then and now was when you said like they'd woken up in the bed.
He was like, hey, let's talk finally. And she rolls over, and he's just like, oh, man. Rolls back over.
Yeah. This is where they throw the drinks at each other.
Yeah. Like, he proceeds to, like, lean in to do something. And she's like, no. Like, we're not doing this. And she throws her wine on him. He throws her alcohol on her. And then it's like, you know what? I'm going outside and get some fresh air. Walks to the garage.
To work on his car.
And the next shot, I'm just like, maybe she's really that pissed off that she got alcohol. She has alcohol on her blouse. Because she pulls a fucking gun between the mattress, cocks it real slow, and holds it like literally right under the boob, and just pans, and just walks to the garage. It's like, oh, this bitch is going cray-cray now. Walks up to the gym, and just fucking fed up with him, shoots him, somehow hits him in the ear, and dies.
Yeah, but the pickup shot is him laying there for a little bit, but then he just magically starts bleeding from the jugular.
Yeah, because you see in his, like, collar, like, it's starting to spout blood, basically.
Meanwhile, while all this has happened, Dylan has made his way to the house.
And he has, like, this, like, premonition, like...
So, yeah.
Jim!
Yeah. So he goes in there, and she's, like, looking up at him. He killed himself! And Dylan, in the most god-awful scene in the entire fucking movie. Like, I sent this to Cody just to let him know what kind of a movie we were going to be watching. He he looks down, and he's like, totally not any emotion at all, looks up at her. Call 911.
Go call 911.
Looks down at him. How could you have done this? I can't believe you committed suicide. I cannot believe you committed suicide. How could you have committed suicide? After all we've been through.
I can't pull you out of this one.
I can't help you out of this one, Jim. I cannot pull you out of this one, Jim.
But also...
God damn it, dude.
We won't forget before that, Amy walks up to the daughter, look at each other for like a good solid 10 seconds, and then she's literally manhandling her. It's like, go tell the cops that he killed himself. Go call 911 right now. And she's just like panicky, throws her out of the garage, goes and puts the gun and the shell next to Jim. It's like, what?
This is supposed to be 2013.
No.
Even well before this, how did they not dust for Prince?
That's a good question.
I can't believe they didn't dust for Prince.
I can't believe they did that.
I can't believe you. That would have been fucking great, dude. He just looks down at Jim. I can't believe you've done this. God damn it.
Why have you forsaken me?
But guys, look, the way he held him, he picks him up and he's holding him in his arms and he's just, and I'm not even joking when I say that was his delivery. I cannot believe you. It was not even like a crying, like, I can't believe you did this. It was almost like scolding a small child for like doing something you've told them not to do 50 times in a row.
Super monotone.
Super monotone, super dad mode.
Can't believe you've done this.
I cannot believe you committed suicide.
I cannot believe you committed suicide.
After all we've been through, I cannot pull you out of this one. What the fuck? Like it's God damn.
So dry. Just nonchalant.
It's as dry as this fucking movie
It's like,
is.
Jim, you disappoint me.
It's as dry as Jim's wife's vagina.
It's probably what? Ugh.
You're welcome.
Drier than that wine she's drinking.
Oh, God. Red, red wine. Stay close to me. Yeah. Sorry.
He's not.
No, I'm really not. So, out of that shit. Right. So, goes back and then Dylan on the phone refuses his book deal. I have this in order because it's like, okay, nothing really fucking matters. He refuses the book deal, throws a bunch of shit while refusing the book deal. Like, he's on the phone and he's like, throwing a book into the laptop 3 fucking times over. He visits a different person, a different psychiatrist or whatever the fuck.
Some random old person.
About the stone. Emily outs Dylan's research to the psychiatrist that he visits to get his medication from, or that was giving the medication. Dylan and Leah confess that they love each other. Emily's addiction is getting worse to the point where she fucking overdoses. All the while, Dylan and Leah go visit the forest where they found the black cube when they were 8 years old. In these painfully long fucking shots. And it was funny because it was almost a recreation of the opening shot when they're like, hey, we found this mushroom. 10 seconds of awkward shot.
I forgot about the hand gestures at the beginning too. Whenever Dylan had his hands like literally, this is the mushroom.
Like,
that's the mushroom. That's the mushroom.
Yeah. And then they do it again.
Same time.
So Emily overdoses while they're out there. Dylan and Leah go ahead and make that shit Mushroom Kingdom official and go ahead and they fuck it up in the woods.
It's Mario and Peach.
This is like the... I don't even know what to call it. This is like the
precursor to Mario.
It's definitely a curse.
Yeah.
If anything. Okay, do you know that show on A&E, Intervention? Mm-hmm. That this is the Mario and Peach Intervention. This is what this looks like. It looks like an episode of Intervention.
Yeah.
Straight up. That's bad. So they do this, and then I'm not even joking. In the next shot, it's that shot of their feet, and then their clothes hitting the ground, and then Dylan jumping into bed with his wife who's overdosed.
It's like, Emily, no. Same dry delivery and everything, and then it just the music is playing over everything audio, dialogue wise, and you see Dylan's face just go, no. Like he says the word, but you just see him open his mouth. No.
I can't believe you drank the cyanide. How could you have drank the cyanide?
After all we've been through.
I cannot pull you out of this one. Mm-mm. She didn't drink the cyanide, but I'm just saying, like, it could have been part 2 of that.
Well, I mean, they did have that sequence where she had her hand on the glass of wine and just spilled onto the sheets, and I'm like looking at Dylan, and Dylan's like, "Oh, Emily, you spilled the wine on the. I can't believe you did this, Emily. I can't believe you spilled the wine on the sheets. How am I supposed to scrub this?"
Looks at
no.
Looks at the mattress and the wine stain. I cannot pull you out of this one.
No, I cannot scrub you out of this.
Cannot scrub you out of this one. So, there's a line delivery which is just like, what the fuck? He's holding, and imagine, if you will, sitting at a desk with your elbow on it, and you're kind of like, your hand is turned over with the phone in your hand. He's one hand types like two things into this LG flip up miniature keypad.
Piece of crap.
Emily's dead. Drops the phone. And that's it. Like, he speaks it into the phone. It's not even a fucking thought.
Emily's dead.
Yeah, Emily's dead. Drops it.
Mic drop.
I can't wait any longer. He slams the book into the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's ready to reveal his secrets. But
Plot twist.
Leah is kidnapped not long after he reveals everything he's doing to Leah. He's like, I'm going to go expose the government and blah, blah, blah. So,
with a weird sequence of kidnapping. Like, what looks like to be like hydrogen peroxide bottle with a rag. It's supposed to be chloroform. Basically, the guy, it's like all hoodied up and shit, grabs Leah, and Leah's like kind of doing this like, don't touch me, like push you away, kind of thing. And, you know, pulls her around the corner of the garage.
Hey, does this rag smell like chloroform to you?
You know, knocks his like instructions out of his pocket, and her purse falls to the ground. Then here comes Dylan, right around the same corner.
Not even a second later,
It's like,
on the phone with her.
Hey, Leah, you know, I just got in the driveway, and I happened to find your purse. You know,
I'm right in front of the door now.
right here on the floor. Leah, where are you? Like, he's still on the phone while he's saying all this, looking through the purse. I was like, okay, Leah, where are you? Tell me where you are. I need to know where you are.
This man needs an Oscar.
Yeah. So, proceeds to go find Leah.
Magically, like, with those directions he obviously picked up. But
And
the way in which he finds her.
Yeah, it's just a fucking, like, warehouse, like those, you know, shutter doors kind of thing.
It's like a 24-hour storage area.
Yeah.
Looking place. And he finds her in this black trailer.
With the guy passed out on the side of it, and he's just like, where is she? Who's Leah? I don't know who's Leah. I mean, who's
Swear
that?
to me!
Swear to me! So he grabs a bottle next to the guy. It's like, where is she? Where is she? And just slams on his head.
fucking.
Doesn't even get an answer out of him. Just slam.
He's like, fuck this. Breaks the bottle over his head.
So he proceeds to go to the trailer door, and he just stands right, like, nose to it, and somehow phases through the door.
I know, right? Like, he just teleports into the doorway. Yeah, it's great. It's just, why, though? But he gets in there, and she's all like, who's there? And it's fucked up, because you think she would hear the door open and shut.
But then there's Dylan, like, how the fuck that is, like, I don't know what's going on. And he starts to tell her about some stuff. And he's like, I'm going to put the gag and stuff back on you. So just, I need you to trust me, okay, Leah? And then picks her up, walks her to the door, and they both phase through the door. Why? How? No explanation for any of this shit.
The stone is supposedly magical, but none of this is
mentioned.
Nothing. There's no exposition to this stone, its power, or anything.
It's not Infinity Stone. We know that.
No, it looks like, you know those, okay, you guys know those reusable frozen, like, ice cube things you can buy?
Yep.
It looks like a black one of those.
It's like you put, like, dark cherry Kool-Aid in the freezer and it came out of this cube.
Yeah. Yeah, we're allowing you to sit and think about this for a minute. Sit there and think about what you've done. We can't believe you've done this.
Yeah.
So
then they proceed to go home.
Man in Black enters the house, and mirrors and shit fucking shake on the wall.
Paranormal activity kind of shit.
Yeah, they're laying down. Dylan wakes up and leaves a message on the machine. He's like, oh, I'm sorry I had to leave, and blah, 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 because he's going to make this big announcement somewhere. And
he happens to find the book in the middle of the desert. And then these three, like, hooded people that, like, semi-transparent, you know, fade in for a little bit. He's like, should I be afraid of this? No answer. Pans to the book, and the book disappears. And then we get the fucking weird press conference.
I want to know, who did he call to set this fucking press conference up? where is it? Because it looks like it's supposed to be in Washington. This movie is very clearly not on the fucking East Coast whenever he's driving through what looks to be the fucking Arizona/California desert, like valley areas.
Somewhere, in that general area. So he must have traveled all the way across the country.
In a car.
Yeah, within a day.
Which, with this stone, he could have just fucking teleported there, apparently. Maybe.
Which,
who knows?
that would be my assumption at this point.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, he just transports between doors. I mean, come on.
And we get the shot of Neil Breen as Dylan in very obvious green screen with a podium of microphones, and he's just looking at all these cameras and microphones and a couple of people just standing there, and he starts just talking about all these, secrets. He's like, I've hacked into the government, and I have all these secrets for years, and it's nothing important. There's nothing really that he says that, sounds different than a normal conspiracy theorist would say. And even then, it's not even, information that sounds like it's been kept a secret. He's like...
It's just, big corporations are,
Big corporations are cheating you.
Yeah, and then there's, 6 different people that are on the side of him, and they all have, their own little, monologue about how... Oh, well, I've been cheating customers for all this time. One guy literally, blows his head off. But
all these people are committing suicide on a public level.
And it was strange because when 2 of them actually shot themselves with the pistol, the same pistol, it just had the flash from the input, special effect, and there was nothing else that happened. It was just the flash, and then it just cut to the next scene. One guy hung himself on the noose.
The one dude OD'd on pills in the car in record fucking time.
In 10 seconds, he put them in his mouth and he just slowly leaned into the steering wheel, and just died. Homegirl, she's in her car with the windows rolled all the way up, tries to smoke exhaust, the whole fucking garage and suffocate herself. I don't know how she fucking did that, because there's no way for that smoke to get into the car fast enough for her to die. And then another guy slits his wrist in his bathtub.
Yep. And then the most what the fuck moment is if we couldn't, have many or big ones enough in this movie. A dude sneaks through these bushes to try to snipe Dylan, which we fucking died laughing.
That's all you hear.
Yeah, we died fucking laughing because he aims the gun, and then he fires the gun, and then the sniper falls over dead with a fucking bullet wound in the head, and he's bleeding everywhere. And Dylan doesn't seem fazed by any of it. It's almost like it never fucking happened, and it was done post-production, which it probably fucking was, honestly.
But we feel he deflected it with his mind and shot it back at the sniper in record time.
Yeah, because there was no reaction of him doing such things that would even explain how that happened. So if you watch this and you see that your first instinct, ours was what the fuck just happened?
Who killed him? Who shot him?
He did.
Neil did.
Himself.
He shot himself. It's just quite gruesome.
Where the fuck is Joselito when you need him, dude? He would have made this movie a million fucking times better.
Well, that's why we needed Cinema Epoch.
No, right? God damn it. Yes. That dude can make anything better. Fucking loved Joselito.
He killed himself.
Who? Himself. So this all happens, and what we died laughing at was the one guy that was like, I'm the president of the bank.
Congratulations. You control all the banks?
I love it. I'm the president of the bank.
Not only that,
the bank.
The sequence of there's audience clapping to not clapping to clapping again is okay, one of the main chicks that was talking about killing herself and all this other shit, they were clapping about that, and then when she went to kill herself, there was no clapping. Suddenly it just stopped, and then when it went back to her again, they clapped again. It was a weird transition. Yeah, the audio quality shifts so hardcore. You see one sequence where somebody's in a room talking, and then it cuts to the next. Yeah, well, I mean, throughout the whole movie, though, that pretty much, yeah, that.
And then she starts talking again, and there's more fucking... Yeah. But no, you hear the hiss of the room or whatever setting they're in. Somebody be outside, and you hear cars, and they get back to the room, and you hear... God.
Mm-hmm. That too.
That as well. And ladies and gentlemen, everybody has fucking offed themselves, and Neil Breen as Dylan walks off into the sunset, into the fucking valley with his woman, and he just kind of gives this over the shoulder look at the camera like, bitches, I am Neil Breen. I am a Breenius.
I have given the world information that we don't know what it is. It's just there.
And that's Fateful Findings.
A slew of what the fucks.
I don't even have to say that this is a fucking competition. I'm pretty positive that both of us are going to sit here and go, The Room.
Like, hands down.
Because The Room at least has a shit ton of redeemable charm to it.
Well, it's like I said, take The Room's charm and give a fourth of that to Fateful Findings, and that's how good this movie was. Like, it was not even close.
If you want to partake in recreational marijuana use with your friends, if you do that sort of thing, that's what you'll have to do to get through Fateful Findings. I'm just saying.
Yeah, because we suffered a good hour and a half for that film, for you.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want anyone else to do so unless it's like you won't remember it the next day.
But if you feel that you must, scroll down to the show notes and there will be a link to get this film, if you want to call it that. I mean,
Just
obviously support indie film and stuff like that, because Neil has all his movies for sale on websites. But we're just warning you.
Should we tell them how to get the free view?
I kind of do, but I kind of don't.
Mm.
Look, if you put your okay, well, I'll put it to you this way: follow the hub. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
However, there are other ways to buy this movie.
Don't do that.
Don't do it. There are other ways to buy this film, which you will see in the show notes below, along with Tommy Wiseau's The Room, Neil Breen's Fateful Findings. Motherfucker. The Room of Fateful Findings.
Yes.
Okay. Now.
All I see on your papers, Neil, why?
Exactly. Neil, why?
Why?
Why? We hope you enjoy Cult Cinema Showdown as a whole, as a series, and as a whole. So we decided, hey, we're going to give back a little bit.
And we will.
We will. If you go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/supermediabros, and if you go to our timeline, the very first post that you'll see that we have pinned to the top of a page is a voting poll that will close on December 20th, 2018. We want you to help us pick part of the final Cult Cinema Showdown of 2018.
Because the first part is Mortal Kombat.
We need you to pick... Well, no, the first part is not Mortal Kombat. The first part is Street Fighter.
Oh, you said it was Mortal Kombat.
No. I said I should have done this. But the first part is Street Fighter.
Okay, so Street Fighter.
Yeah. So if you want to go down and vote, we have a section where you can click to vote. You can vote for Double Dragon or Mortal Kombat. The winning team, whoever votes for the winning film, we'll announce it, well before then, because that episode is going to air on the 29th of December. So on December 20th, when the polls close, we'll announce which film wins, and the people that voted for the winning film will get a free Super Media Bros button.
Hell yeah.
So, yeah. Go cast your vote, motherfuckers, because that shit matters.
Tell us what you want to roast. What would you like us to hash out with?
Because we already know Street Fighter is going to be a fun little motherfucker. A lot of people didn't realize that Double Dragon was made into a film.
Oh, yeah.
It was just as campy as Street Fighter. Mortal Kombat has its flaws, too. Don't get us wrong. But it is up to you. We really could not decide because it's like, fuck, these were the first the kind of like fighting video game adaptations we thought about. It's like, shit. So you go help us decide.
Do your justice.
Also, along with the button, we will give everybody that voted for the winning film a shout out on the podcast as well. We will announce your name and say, hey, fuckers, you get buttons.
Woo!
Just like that. Fuckers, you get buttons.
Butt fuckers.
Butt fuckers. Any fucking way.
Yeah, any butt fucking way.
Any butt fucking way. We've already told you about the facebook.com/supermediabros. If you want to follow us on Twitter, supermedia_bros. I'm sorry, supermedia_bros on Twitter.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's fucking, I'm tired.
You know what it is.
You know what it is. And instagram.com/supermediabros podcast.
Well, we have a bunch of stupid fucking pictures, which we posted a couple of them earlier.
Yeah, you need to go look at our stupid pictures.
Right, meow.
Right, meow. In fact, I think we will post a picture of the buttons. We'll post a picture of the buttons up there. Be like, hey, here's what you can win.
Hawaii.
Hawaii! So, yeah. We'll be back next week with a catch-all episode and then some.
Bunch of shit.
It's a bunch of fucking... I don't know why I thought about Detroit Rock City when that pizza hits the windshield. A hunk of fucking cheese! God, I love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh! Speaking of Cult Cinema Showdown, before the one you guys vote on, the next Cult Cinema Showdown episode is going to be Christmas-themed. Obviously, it's December.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation going against Home Alone.
Two very awesome films.
Exactly. And you may ask yourselves, cult films? Really? Yes. Yes. These movies have their own little cult following of people that, you know what I'm saying? It's a thing. So,
I mean, Hocus Pocus did, so did Ernest Scares Stupid.
that's right.
Basically the same thing.
And I really wanted to do Ernest Saves Christmas, but I was just like, no, dude. Christmas Vacation, Home Alone. Those are fucking number one.
The shitter's full.
Well, I'm full.
Yeah.
And I think we need to get out of here.
Let's do that.
Ugh. My brain hurts.
Ow.
My brain hurts.
Ow.
Why so serious?
Did not.
That was the Room of Fateful Findings. Until next time, I've been Midnight Agent Raw.
I did not hit Okami.
Shades on.
I'm not off.